Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about the different types of measures of central tendency for Math 1020. So the different types of measures of central tendency are mean, median, and mode. And a measure of central tendency can be defined as a way to look at, or various ways to look at sets of data. So I'll just be going into each of those different types of central tendency so that we can get a closer look at what they mean. So the mean of a set of data is also known as the average. It's found by taking all the numbers in a set, adding them together, and then dividing by the number of data in the set. So, for example, if we had 20, 30, 45, 50, and 75 added together, this equals 220. And then when you divide by 5, that equals 44. And that means that 44 is the mean or the average of this data set. So you could really do this with any data set, and this is usually really helpful for finding out a variety of things. A way that I typically will use this in my everyday life is if I'm trying to calculate my grades. So, for example, I will look at my grades in a specific class and then add them all together and um, divide by the amount of assignments that there are. So that's really helpful. And then, yeah, I think that mean is used extremely commonly. It's probably the most common of the measures of central tendency. So yeah, there are some situations in which it shouldn't be used, and I'll get into that in a second. So the next measure is the median. So the median is the middle set of numbers, or the middle of a set of numbers. So if the amount is even, you have to just take the two middle numbers, add them together, divide by two, so you'd be finding the mean of those numbers. So for example, if you have 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, 12, and 16, the middle is going to be 7. Um, so that means that 7 is the median. And then if we were to add another number to this, let's say that we put like a 18 right here, we would have to get the mean of 7 and 10. So we would add those two together to get 17. And then when you divide 17 by 2, you get 8.5. And so that means that that would be the mean or the median there. The last method measure of central tendency that I'm going to be talking about today is the mode. Um, so the mode of a data set is any number that repeats in a data set. So for example, if we have 1, 1, 2, and 3, the mode would be 1, whereas some sets of data have no mode. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there's no repeating number there, so there's no mode. Um, Going back to like the best times to use each type of method, um, one thing to be aware of is that with the mean, it is probably the most popular measure. However, the issue with it is that if you have too many outliers, it can be kind of an issue and that can kind of skew your data a little bit. So I'll get into it in my handout, but an example is like if you're looking at salaries in a company and one person is making way more than most people at the company, that's going to skew the average. And so you just have to be aware of stuff like that. And that's why it's good to have all three of these different methods of central tendency because that way you can look at them and kind of decide based on the different numbers what is really happening with the data. Oh, sorry. Thank you so much.